Congratulations! You've made it to the last reflection video, which means you have been through Marc's transformation journey with me so far. I hope you have. If not, you can always go back and revisit the episodes. In a previous video, I talked about stepping out of our comfort zone. Now that we have actually taken a step out, there will be problems, fears, obstacles coming our way. In this video, I'm going to use Marc's example to talk about how we face obstacles, number one. And number two, how do we find solace in ourselves when we are feeling down? And lastly, summarize all the important messages we've learned and wrap up book one. Welcome back, guys. Be honest for a sec. How many of you was hoping that Uncle Jake will push Marc into the river in chapter 21? I'm not gonna lie to you, I had a 1 second whim hoping for that scenario when I read the book. Would have been fun to watch. But hey, I'm sure Marc was already super scared as it was without Uncle Jake's help of pushing him over. The thought of jumping off a bridge just sent a shiver down my spine. Anyway, message number one, how do we face obstacles and fears in our life? Of course, run away, close your eyes and pretend it never happens. Wrong. How long are you planning to close your eyes for? How long are you going to keep running away from things? Are you training to be a sprinter, an athlete? The truth is, you can't run forever. You will have to stop eventually and face the problem. So why waste your time running away? What you do is only prolonging your fear, dragging out your stress, and postponing your potential success. Why? Why would you want to do that? Marc was put in that uncomfortable position by Uncle Jake, not by accident, but by careful planning and preparation. Marc has been training every day, eating healthy food, learning and studying alongside Uncle Jake. What's left for him to do is to think with his head, knowing that everything is going to be fine. He took a leap of faith and just like that, jumped off the bridge. Stepping out his very first step into this total big-ass discomfort. Conclusion? How do we face obstacles and fears in life? Think with your head. Take a leap of faith and just do it. Chapter 22 reinforces this exact message, again in the form of doing pull-ups. Marc already had a goal he wants to achieve, doing 10 pull-ups by the end of the summer, right? Him and Uncle Jake formulated a plan, did the preparation work, trained throughout the whole summer, and now just time to do it, to execute. Even though it means tears and blood, Marc ripped his callus in his hand while doing the pull-ups. But it ain't no stopping him. He pushed it through, didn't he? Gotta respect that kid's tenacity. Moving on to chapter 23, which is our second message, how to find solace when we are down. Marc was upset knowing that Uncle Jake will be leaving. This sudden feeling of emptiness, the void in our heart, knowing that someone has left or is leaving you. We all have experience in this area in our life at some point. Again, acknowledging this fear, knowing that this is normal, and then let discipline in and help. Here, we need to dive deeper into the concept of discipline. We know Uncle Jake gave us a very good role model of a straight-up disciplined guy, from waking up early to doing workout for both body and mind to leading a healthy lifestyle. He showed Marc how to live and lead his life. In other words, how to live intentionally. He's showing Marc not only the discipline, but more importantly, the power of self-discipline. A concept that I would say is very relevant to all of us, whether you're a student, an adult, studying or working. I think we will forever need more self-discipline than less of this secret sauce to success, to happiness, to freedom. Oh my God, am I getting dramatic? But hey, I mean it. Why else do you think I make all these videos for this series? I truly believe in these principles. And for an old woman like me, I have my fair share of life as of now. I can certainly vouch for this tagline, discipline equals freedom. As we move closer to the end of this book, Marc finally had the courage to face up to Kenny Williamson in chapter 24, the bully that he's been so afraid of since day one. Kenny here is a metaphorical figure. He represents all the negative things in life, our fear, our obstacles. But in this chapter, we know Marc overthought everything about this bully. Kenny actually didn't know how to fight. He never had a real fight. Kids never dared stood up to him. So really, Kenny has no substance. In other words, nothing to be afraid of. Sometimes in our life, we tend to let our imagination run wild, thinking up scenarios in our head, failing this, making that mistakes, picturing how people will laugh at us. But the truth is, who cares? Others might laugh at you for that seconds, but chances are in the next seconds, they already forgot about you. Only you continue to cook up all these stories in your little head and then scaring yourself. Our imagination tends to magnify things, zoom in on stuff that we fear the most, and then convince ourselves that all our imagined events are going to come true. The truth? We're only falling into this self-fulfilling prophecy, nothing else. I remember as a student, my English teacher asked me to join a debate, took place in the hall. I didn't know how to say no at the time, so I joined. And that was one of the scariest moments in my secondary school life, I have to say. Public speaking was my weakest link. And standing in the hall in front of all my classmates was just terrifying. I pictured seeing students laughing at me, staring at me, thinking how rubbish I was, hearing things in my head. Who the heck does she think she is? Debating in English? Woo! But I did what I did. I swallowed my courage and just went for it. Like Uncle Jake said, fear only lives in the moment. Once you take that first dive, it's gone. Just like that. And then adrenaline comes in and you get excited, feeling good about yourself, knowing that you can do it, you are doing it, and thinking, oh yeah, let's do some more. You know, I joined Toastmaster Club at uni after that. It's a public speaking club, and at one point I was even the president of the club. And now being a teacher and all, public speaking has to be kind of my thing now, if not more. Anyway, enough of the walking down the memory lane. To wrap up the last chapter of this book, Marc obviously, as you expect, had a great first day back to school. He performed up to the standard that he had hoped for. Academically in class, multiplication baby, not a problem anymore. Physically in the gym, he outperformed everyone, especially those who used to laugh at him back then. In your face. So, what have you learned from this book? What lesson did you take away? Bear in mind all the characters in the book are metaphorical. Uncle Jake is the inspiration figure here, same as Kenny, another metaphorical figure. We are all Marc in our own shape and form. We may or may not have our own Uncle Jake in our life, but if you do, good for you, and knowing that you're among the luckiest person in the world. But if you don't, why not create your own Uncle Jake? Think of your idol, your hero in your life. And think about the writing that your primary school teacher asked you to write. Who's your favorite person, your idol? Start from there. After that, create a path for yourself, like how Uncle Jake did with Marc. Stick yourself on the path and stay on it. With consistency and faith, we can all transform ourselves into someone that we want. Does that sound too simple? Yes, it does, doesn't it? A 3-part rule. Having a goal, devise a plan, execute. Yeah, it's that simple. But hey, things can be simple, but they are not necessarily easy. There are a whole lot of conscientious effort put into the thinking and the planning. And if you think this is already hard, there comes the execution. That's right, the hardest part. I would like to end this video with a very cheesy saying, but true. No pain, no... That's right, no pain, no gain. What do you expect? Charity work? People just give you stuff? Or you think you're living in a matrix, just download whatever knowledge or skills you want? Yeah, I wish. Conclusion for this book: hard work, discipline, freedom. Now, can you make a sentence using all these words to sum up book 1? Yeah, good job. Hard work plus discipline gives you freedom. You got it. Coming up next, now that Marc is learning to be a leader, to share and teach his warrior path to others, what do you think would happen to him? If you think it's going to be plain sailing, then you're most wrong. In book 2, Marc met his nemesis, who drives him absolutely up the wall. But the good news is, Uncle Jake is visiting for the summer. I can't wait to share book 2 with y'all. Especially it talks about execution, the hardest part. See how Uncle Jake makes this hardest part easier for Marc. Stay tuned. Until next time. Bye for now.